remember when I peed my bed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Chavez also peed the bed and Brock pooped the bed.
Did he?
Brock
Did
pooped
Brock
the
poop the
bed?
bed?
Yeah, he said he did one time.
Lifestyles of the broken famous, trying to figure out what my goals and aims is. Going down a road that...
And we're back. Welcome back to Correct Me If I'm Wrong, episode 2, week number 2. This is the podcast where me, John George, my friends, Dakin Updegraff, Matthew Markham, the producer, and Michael Carey, all sit around and correct each other's opinions. The way the show works is we kind of go around in a circle, saying an opinion, starting with, correct me if I'm wrong, but... And then we try to... Then, if you disagree, you correct these people. But if you agree, you argue on their side. So...
Thank you for explaining what arguments are to us.
Yes. An argument. No problem. Just defining it real quick. It's week 2, boys. And it looks like the A-team won out. Because the B team just straight up could never do it.
Yep.
So it looks like we're only going to have one show per week for now. Until the B team gets their shit together.
Which won't happen, so enjoy this one show a week thing.
Yeah, enjoy this one show a week
It's
thing.
probably not going to change.
Sounds like a call out to me.
Why?
Because you're calling out your friends.
Oh.
They got to get their shit
This
together.
is a call out. We're
I'm
having
calling out my
tryouts.
other friends that actually need to get their shit together. Not
That's
you.
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought we were having like an actual call out, like asking other people
Oh.
We could
to
have
try out.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
call out.
Yeah.
Tryouts for Correct Me If I'm Wrong.
To
I'm
try
down-
to be
I'm
as
down
funny
for
as
it.
us.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, sure.
Yeah, first we'll get a TV show deal, then a movie deal.
Oh,
It'll be
we
big.
already have all those, by the way. That's in the works.
Oh, okay.
TV show, movie, and actually a music album.
Oh,
We're doing that too.
okay.
We're,
Don't see how that's going to work, but
Yeah,
I'll,
we're
take
really
your
good.
word for it.
We're good at singing.
Dakin's really good at singing.
Anyway,
Should we start the episode?
sure.
Sure.
Should we do that stuff?
Now that we've explained arguing, called out your
Yeah.
friends.
Defined arguing
about time.
for the people who don't
Those
have
are
Google.
piece of shit friends.
Who wants to go first? Matt should go first since he is the rookie. This is the first episode Matt is fully going to be on. He was on for a topic
That is true.
last year, the Star Wars topic.
A stupid
right.
one.
That was actually going to be one of my arguments, was mainly my beef with Dakin and how he has terrible taste in most entertainment and won't try anything that I ask him to.
Uh-oh.
And it just irritates me in general. But I'm not going to go with that topic.
That's
I'd hope
save it
not.
for another week. Save it for another week.
You sound like a clinging girlfriend when you say that.
You don't mean that.
Nothing worse than
You won't try
girlfriend.
new things with me. Yeah, give me a break.
Alright, so my topic is in relation to the recent Apple drama that has occurred with their the newly released iPhone 7. Well, you can buy it now, but it hasn't been
If it has
released
to
yet.
do with the headphone jack, then you're stealing Colin's topic right off the bat, sir.
Who's
We
calling?
talked about that last week.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it.
Oh.
Alright,
Looks like
I'll
Matt
think of
needs a
something
new
else.
topic.
Dakin's up.
Oh for
Yeah,
one.
there we go.
Yeah.
Shit.
I want you to go.
So I was thinking about like if we ever get to the point to where like we know like genetics, like the code and stuff like that everyone should get genetically screened before they have kids.
All right.
So-
Why?
Alright, Hitler. Continue.
Because like if you know that your kid's gonna have like a problem or something, then that gives like the parents an educated decision whether they should go forward or not, or if they should have another option, or if like we could alter genes if they could do that also.
What stage are you saying this is in? Like
Before they have kids.
Before
right?
they
have
have
kids.
kids. All right.
I thought you were going a different
Not
route.
like going
but
in the
yeah.
womb with a pair of scissors
Yeah.
or something.
They've already had
I
it.
really thought you were going that route.
No, I thought he was going to
Kids
go the
in our
route
belly.
of like not allowing people to have kids or something. But I see his point. You know,
So
being able to
basically-
tell if you're going to have to deal with excessive problems with your kid that normal parents just have sprung upon them. You know, if they
Yeah.
have disabilities or malformations,
Yeah.
or they're just the wrong gender and they didn't
Is
want
that the
you know.
direction?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the wrong gender.
Yeah.
Wrong gender. Well,
I mean,
a lot
that
of
could
those
apply
things
to
are.
China.
What?
That could apply to China.
Yeah, China does
Could.
need that.
It very much could.
China's getting more. They had it for like a good 15 years, and now they're like sort of letting go of it. again, it seems like a...
Didn't they abolish it? I thought they completely ended the policy. Or no?
Yeah.
They did.
It seems like they're probably going to go like back and forth on it for a while. Dakin's closing the blinds.
Yeah, we got some
It's nice and
mood
dark
lighting
in here. Dakin, what Dakin's saying makes sense. Once that technology comes out, it would be awesome if you could see what the chances are that your baby that you're going to have is going to have problems, right?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot, I think rightfully so, a lot of parents of, kids with disabilities or something are generally fairly protective of this kind of idea. They kind of come on different sides of the argument of, you should love your kid regardless of who they are. But I don't think that's really the argument that's at hand. It's generally, people love their kids regardless, but, it's a lot of, it's a lot of work and, I don't know what you're going to call it, heartbreak, difficulties, just, it makes your life a lot harder for both the kid and the parents.
Yeah.
The quality of life is going to not be as good as it could have been.
I think another big thing is financially. You're thinking about certain children with disabilities. There's a lot more financial burden. If this is an environment where that child may not thrive, given certain financial burdens on the family. Not that any kid is a burden on their family, but just financial situations that come with having birth problems. Mm-hmm. That could be another thing a family considers, whether they choose to, like Dakin suggested, have the genes altered so maybe that won't happen, or to go the route of adoption where they'll be able to provide a better environment for their child.
Or abortion.
True.
That's a whole other topic here.
Yeah, there's another topic. Was part of your argument that people have to get screened? Or
no, everyone has to, but then they have a choice.
They have the option.
Yeah, I think everyone should have to. If the technology is there, then...
Yeah, I mean, it just seems odd to force someone to do something if they don't have to, comply with a result or something. What's the point if you're going to force them to it? If they're not going to do it anyway.
Just to know. Just so they can make an educated decision. I mean, we're forced to do a lot of things regardless.
Yeah, but not a lot in regards to...
One that
I'm pretty... Yeah. I'm never in favor of the government kind of having a hands-on, with anything regarding my personal being or, my family member's personal being.
Yeah.
I hate that they have, roles in abortion laws, even though they are laws, but it just bothers me when, you have a group full of people telling, women, families what they can and can't do with their own persons.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they already do, so this isn't any different.
Yeah, but it's more. It's an additional step.
You think it's more than having an abortion, saying you can or can't?
No, I'm saying, I don't think we need to throw in this extra requirement or regulation.
But I don't think it'd be a burden. It's not a hassle. Just go in and get screened for I don't know, however long it takes. I mean, it's just go to the doctor.
Yeah, but some.
Well, I mean,
some people might be against it.
But what if how Michael was talking about financial? What if there's you could buy enhancements for your kid or whatever?
Yeah, I
want to talk about that. I want to talk about that.
I think that'd be awesome.
That's something I learned about in middle school, where my teachers would say in the future people are going to be able to build their babies. They're going to be able to basically decide what genes are in them, and I don't like that.
I'm pretty sure you can do it now. It's just super expensive.
Probably.
So I don't know how long it would take for it to be kind of a commercialized thing.
I mean, I would like my baby to be like me. Anyways, I think that's part of the excitement of it, is that it's like you.
So I'm going to build on that point. I think there are certain things that could be corrected that I think should be. If we could eliminate Down syndrome as a society, that's obviously a huge positive that could come out of that. That's one thing that could be altered. I agree with John, though, that we shouldn't be altering our children to give them the best physical abilities that they can have. I personally just believe that that's not really our decision to make.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem that it runs into is, who's going to, decide what you can and can't change in your own kid. If you're paying, it's going to depend on how it's regulated.
Uh-huh.
If it is even now, I don't
should
know. Yeah, I'm sure it is in some regard. Because I know they've done it with animals and stuff. Like they can inject, whatever genes they want, make rats glow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a very
now that you bring
situation.
that up,
okay.
I do want a glow in the dark baby.
You never lose him.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant.
What are you thinking, Dakin?
He'd be terrible at hide and seek, though.
Yeah, true. He could play hide and seek.
I don't think it'd be like a bad thing if like everyone or some people enhance their kids and they challenge each other.
You mean
like you push each
other,
other,
like baby death battles? Like
no,
you're saying
like
enhance
intelligence or like physical ability or stuff. Just like overall, just like enhancing our society.
Oh, then what do you think? Oh, but then like
aren't
the
we an
rich people only can afford that, and then the rich people become even more stronger and intelligent.
There's more separation in our society, and then aren't we more of an artificial society rather than a, I mean,
but I feel like it's the way it's going. That's gonna happen.
There needs to be regulations. No artificial societies.
I mean,
care
it
about
won't matter
once
artificial intelligence comes. Can we make a human who's going to be as smart as our artificial intelligence?
I think AI is a completely different subject.
All right.
Well, that was great.
Is that all we got on this topic? This is a smart topic.
It's true. Smart topic we don't know anything about.
Yeah, but people like to hear our opinions because we're cool guys.
Did you recently learn about this in a farm class or something?
No, I just thought about it right before the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
He made it up.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not real. Genetics aren't real.
All right, John.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. Don't get mad at me, but this is about Colin Kaepernick. But it's a different take on Colin Kaepernick, the man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this whole situation with Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem has become a paradox of sorts.
Okay.
It's the South Park taught me this last night.
Oh boy.
But basically, it's Colin Kaepernick kneeling during the national anthem, and whoever does it now is at this point considered it's no longer really a protest. It's what the media and what people expect. So if you're not sitting or kneeling during the protest, you're kind of looked at like what do you think on this, and what are you doing? So it's become normalized that they're protesting, so it's not really a protest anymore. It's confusing what I'm trying to say here.
No, I think I get your point. Instead of looking at the people who are trying to make the protest here, the media, also looks at everyone else saying, like, why aren't you involved with this protest?
Yeah.
Like saying people are making a statement by not making a statement.
Yeah. It's kind of like all eyes are on them. Because literally, just ESPN and everything's. This is all they're covering.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like people aren't even like what Colin Kaepernick's trying to do isn't even like coming out. Isn't really like.
That's not the point anymore.
Translating. It's literally just become. I don't know. It's become something different than what he wants it to be. Is what I think.
Well, I haven't watched any interviews with him or anything, so I don't necessarily know exactly what he wants to come.
So it's like
his protest.
It's basically about Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he can show as much support for it as he wants, but it's already such a huge movement across the country. Him taking taking a stand, not taking a stand,
sitting.
Yeah, him
being lazy,
taking a stand by not taking a stand,
saving his legs to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
No, I wish he would do something more with it. If he feels like it's if it's so important to him.
He donated $1 million to charity.
Okay, that's helpful.
That's very helpful.
Besides money,
because of his jersey sales going.
Yeah,
up
he also donated his proceeds of jersey sales, which was a lot.
Okay.
This is a backup quarterback who had the most jersey sales on the San Francisco 49ers. But by the way, the 49ers also barely have anybody else on their team to really sell jerseys for.
Besides the money and besides his physical statement, I was just saying I wish he would have, if he was going to keep doing this to have like different things to say all the time, because when's he going to stop this? When Black people stop getting shot by the police? It's not gonna. When's that
Actually,
gonna happen?
a 13-year-old just got shot in Chicago.
Okay, that happens like every weekend. That's kind of my point.
I mean, by the police.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, this happens all the time. So, it's just kind of this never-ending thing. If he's just going to stop doing it one day because he doesn't care anymore, he's not going to stop caring, but he's just kind of got this stagnant protest going on, and it brings more media to the Black Lives Matter protests, which I guess could be...
Which is what he wanted.
Yeah,
so
could be his goal.
That's what he's done.
I think it's just getting old.
But it's like the South Park. It's just become... it's basically become like, is he going to sit? Is he going to stand?
Yeah,
like, what are they going to do?
It's lost the meaning.
Like, it's become a reality television show. Like, what are these celebrities going to do? Protest?
So, I think, Matt, you made a really good point that
Thanks,
I don't think you quite went over it too much. You made a comment that he's not... You haven't seen any interviews with him.
True.
There's not many interviews with him right now.
I think there was one.
He isn't speaking out. He's donated money. He's donated his jersey sale proceeds. But if you look at historic black figures that have made contributions to black rights and civil rights in general, Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali, both of those figures that made very big impacts, they were speaking out. They were, I don't want to say doing things, because Kaepernick's obviously doing things with his money, but in a way they were putting their mouths where their money was. They were actively speaking out and saying what change needed to be made. Obviously, we understand the change that needs to be made is that, all genders are treated equally, but what I think the difference is there is those two were icons in their respective sports. They were speaking out. Those two things made their impact much bigger than what Kaepernick is doing, and in that way, Kaepernick's point can be overlooked.
Yeah, with Muhammad Ali, he got so much hatred for things he did for black rights and whatnot, and that goes back to my point of basically just this Colin Kaepernick thing seems like a love circle, just everyone loves it compared to at first some hatred came out, but it feels like everybody just loves what Kaepernick's doing compared to Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
he got a lot.
I picked up on a point that Michael was just making there. Why I think it's annoying me too is I feel like all the media attention he's getting, it's undeserved. Exactly. He's not doing much. He's kneeling. He's donating money, but that's not the part that's getting the most.
It's him kneeling.
The most press. It's is he going to kneel? Who else is going to kneel? Who will join in on this kneeling movement?
Who's going to raise their fists?
Yes, who's doing so much by kneeling. And I don't know. It's just he's not doing a whole lot. Stop talking about it so much. Talk about something else of substance, not about whether or not he's going to do the kneeling thing.
Maybe you could play some football highlights on ESPN.
That's absurd.
There were a lot of games on Sunday, and you didn't really play too many highlights on Monday. That's a little weird.
That brings it back. The two, Jim Brown and Muhammad Ali, those two were figures in the sport, so they could be playing their sport and at the same time standing for their message. Yeah. Kaepernick's not doing that. He's not standing at all. He's kneeling on the sideline.
He's just setting the whole game.
He's not backing it up on the field, and he's not speaking out.
All right.
Okay. I think I got a topic kind of related to movies.
To movies?
Yeah, I've been trying to.
I can go next.
No, you go. No, go.
Okay.
Matt wants you to go, Michael.
Okay. So I've been thinking about this a little bit. Dakin is one of the people that's kind of made fun of me for this, but correct me if I'm wrong, but there should be no shame about playing Pokemon, whether that's Pokemon Go or a DS or a console, whatever you choose, at any age or point in your life.
Dakin,
I have an issue with this. What have you been shaming Michael for?
What did I say?
You were making fun of me for playing Pokemon Go.
When?
Remember when I asked you if you played it and you were like...
Oh, I said I got the app and then I deleted it because I didn't like it.
You did make fun of him.
You fucking loser, Michael.
There was more than that.
Michael,
fucking nerd.
There was more than that.
There was more than that?
I don't care. Do whatever you want with your time.
All right. What an argument. Although related to that, I do think it has been interesting how in recent years nerd culture has, or I guess nerdy things have become so popular in the mainstream media. Dakin's rolling his eyes in pain right now. I mean, people were getting, beat up in middle school and high school in the 80s and 90s for comic books, and now they're the biggest blockbusters on the planet. And with, like, Pokemon, it was kind of, I want to say it was a niche thing with, younger people from, like, their teens to 20s nowadays, but, they release one app, and it gets 1 billion downloads across the world, and, entire cities are... having to accommodate that such a grand amount of people just to catch, fake polygons inside their phone. It's interesting. Yeah, it's a very interesting shift of culture.
This is also a really good topic because National Video Game Day was on Monday.
Oh.
So,
every day is like 3 national days. Yeah, I'm sure it was like National Milk Day, too.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one. I like milk.
Well, I've always been into video games. And, like, the question I've always been asked, or the question that I've always brought up to myself, because all my friends have, are like, I don't know, it's like, you're 33 and you still play video games. It's considered like you're a lazy piece of shit, right?
Yeah, but I think that's, like,
Is it changing?
I think it is.
Is our generation changing that? I mean, obviously, esport, well, I want my career to have to do with video games at this point. So
I think a lot of what you just said was how I actually thought about this topic, because a lot of people are saying things like it's not okay for, like you said, people over 30 to be walking around playing this game, or like older people. I generally disagree with that, and a topic that was brought up to me was, you've seen some people get in trouble for neglecting children, or like doing something stupid, like hitting somebody with their car.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my main argument to that is, if you're not very smart, you're going to leave your kids at home. Like, you obviously have some big moral issues greater than Pokemon that you have to deal with before you can start blaming the game.
Pokemon entered their lives.
Exactly.
Well, what about 34-year-olds who spend their night watching a movie? That's pretty lazy, and they're not going outside. They're doing nothing, right?
Right.
So, like, video games right there, if you ask me.
Right. Well, that's what I think. The age of people, making opinions in the media has changed.
Yeah.
Back 10 years or so, people our parents and, most adult figures didn't grow up with video games or much, online entertainment, other media other than, the cinema and television.
Yeah.
But, now it's changing. I'm sure there will be something in 40 years that we think is really stupid and ruining the, our children's generation. But they'll be perfectly fine with it, and it'll just evolve, as it always has.
When do you guys think that changed? What do you think was the big transitional period between, like, things like video games and comic books and superheroes?
Recently, like 2000.
PlayStation 2.
Yeah?
Maybe. When did that come out? I don't know.
2006?
No idea.
7?
PlayStation 2.
I was going to say 2005.
2000.
It was going to be my, benchmark.
PlayStation 3 was 2006.
Yeah,
PlayStation 2 is like 2002, 2001.
Okay, well, my benchmark was going to be like 2005. Because it was around that time that Spider-Man and X-Men movie franchises were kind of big. And then about 3 years later after that, Marvel kind of kicked in their entire cinematic universe, as well as the Nolan Batman movies were coming out.
Yeah.
Around
I was going to say
2008 or so.
Nolan Batman movies were huge.
That was a big transitional period. I also think that
the last 10 years.
Yeah. I also think the Big Bang Theory was a...
that was like...
In all honesty, I think that was a...
that helped
big media change.
That helped
perception.
Mainstream people start to think nerds are okay.
Yeah,
because CBS is like a mainstream sort of thing where where the normal person watches CBS a lot. So.
And if you advertise that as funny, then you're kind of getting all kinds of people involved.
Yeah.
So I think those were kind of the bigger media transitional elements.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dakin? Any comments on that?
Dakin's got nothing.
Do what you want with your own time. I don't care. I don't care less.
Dakin just doesn't give a shit.
As long as you're not sitting in your house when you're 35 and I'm paying your food and your house bill. Because you don't have a job.
If you're in your mom's basement when you're 35,
fuck you and your
that's a different
indifference.
story.
You can be doing whatever the heck you want in your mom's basement. There's some problems if you're 35.
Yeah,
Valid point.
like you should have a job.
Yeah.
You should you should make some money. Probably.
No, we're not trying to offend
Quite
any
the
of
high
our
bar we're setting
listeners
for
here that may be
35-year-olds.
35 or older.
Like every
basement.
job.
Yeah, depending on what job you have, like everyone has time to watch football or
'Cause I mean-
watch movies, and playing video games can
Watch
be
movies.
substitute.
Say boobies.
I thought he said watch boobies.
They could just have health problems because they didn't get their genes altered.
Yeah.
Their parents care.
Exactly.
You know, I'm with you, Dakin.
They can
Solve
fixing the
everything.
world.
Yep.
What you got, Matt? What you got?
After trying to piece this together in between talking with you guys.
Classic Brock move here.
Yeah, you know.
Miss you,
Didn't
Brock.
prepare. You sprung this on me.
Not really, though.
My topic is going to be, correct me if I'm wrong, but nowadays movie studios just aren't taking enough risks with the types of films they put out.
100% agree, sir.
Yeah, I figured you would.
So anyone who wants to disagree, come out first, because I'll
I'm going
help
to
Matt
disagree
out.
here.
Okay.
So, I think what you're saying is they try to rehash a lot of things, right?
I mean, not necessarily. I think they obviously do make a lot of like remakes and reboots and all that stuff, but at the same time, I think a lot of movies just fall into formulas generally.
I'm going to bring up a movie that was recently... Two
Matt.
movies, actually.
Okay.
At least in the Marvel and DC cinematic universes. Civil War and Batman v Superman.
Mhm.
Those kinds of movies, and the Avengers in general, those kind of team-ups had never happened before.
It's true.
Like, past decade. So I think those are big transitional kind of risks that we're taking. I mean, if that doesn't work, the MCU falls apart.
I guess
If the Avengers doesn't work.
All right, yeah, the one risk. All right, Avengers is a movie I consider to be is one that I consider to take the least amount of risks.
Really?
Yeah, and I guess that's one that I overlooked. That's like one of the first movies like they had a whole sort of gang of superheroes together.
So you say
Besides
you don't
like
think it was a risk?
Watchmen and X-Men, really. Yeah, they took not enough risks, in my opinion.
In the Avengers?
In the Avengers. I think that's one of the least riskiest. Just most Marvel movies, I think, they don't take risks in general.
I'm not even really criticizing superhero movies. I like most of what Marvel puts out, and even what DC puts out. I guess I just don't see a lot of interesting original films. You kind of have to like search for them a lot more.
Yeah.
I feel like when. No, maybe I'm just kind of being a nostalgic prick, but someone else say something. Floundering.
This year's been a pretty terrible year for movies. They're nice guys. Zootopia
Zootopia.
is all I got. Finding Dory was also pretty good.
That was also a very good movie.
But a sequel, so not a big risk.
Zootopia, that's probably my favorite movie from this year.
Okay.
The Nice Guys, both of those were like pretty original movies that took risks.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many reboots and I don't know. It's so hard.
I was going to say, but that's also part of my frustration too, is that the movies that do take risks and are like original and cool stories that do something different, they fail at the box office and bomb.
Well, Zootopia
and they don't
probably
get
did pretty
made
good.
in the future.
But The Nice Guys definitely did not do well in the box office.
No, it did terrible. I mean, Zootopia was a giant Disney animated movie. That was never not going to make $1 billion. That was printing money.
Exactly.
Same thing that they did with Finding Dory. Even though they're good movies, Disney animation can make a great movie.
Yeah.
It's probably going to follow a fairly basic formula, but it's still going to be funny, enjoyable, and look great.
Yeah.
And make them $1 billion.
Exactly.
I think it was posted this year that they profited like $700 million or something like that.
Those guys
because
are
they
good.
had so many huge movies.
Those guys are good. I'll tell you what.
And they own everything.
Yeah.
But I guess part of my frustration too is just audiences in general. Like, forever it's been marketing to the lowest common denominator of an audience, but I think it's just gotten worse recently.
So I agree with you. I mean,
every trailer feels the same.
I mean, think about it.
hard to
Suicide
differentiate
Squad
movies.
was in my opinion, a terrible movie. Almost a 0 out of 10.
Wow. That's
And-
pretty harsh.
And it has the record for most, like, the best opening weekend money-wise in August.
Yeah.
Of all time. Like, of course they're going to make more movies like that, even though it was terrible.
Yeah. It's a weird, fluctuation.
And it's because it's in marketing and, like, Joker, Batman, and it's because everyone's familiar with it and they get hyped up about it, right?
Mm-hmm. There is a familiarity because you put the DC logo on anything and people are going to go watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited for the movie. I hated it.
It was a flop.
I was excited by the trailers. They got me with the marketing.
The trailers were very good.
Yeah.
They were really good.
That's all that it takes to get people to a movie, unfortunately. But I do agree with your point that people feel more comfortable going to something like with a DC logo on it or a Disney logo on it. That's something that will attract more viewers, but then, like you said, like something like The Nice Guys won't get the same group going to it because, well, you don't have that logo on it, so what are people going to save and go watch?
I think people need to... I think the general people in the United States, listen to me. This
people
is what you need to do.
Everyone in America, listen up.
Instead of getting attached to a Marvel or a DC or a Disney, get attached to a director.
Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, like Christopher Nolan is probably someone a general audience member likes. He made Dark Knight and all the Batman movies and Interstellar and Inception. Just look at directors you like a lot because they are going to continue to make amazing movies that you'll like.
And most of the time they're different.
Yeah, and directors with big names like Christopher Nolan and
Steven Spielberg.
Spielberg.
Excuse me.
And maybe you like J.J. Abrams movies, the old rebooter himself, Star Trek and Star Wars.
More South Park references.
More South Park.
Then you see his name on a movie and you go to it. But make sure he's not producing it. Like, make sure he's a director, Directing is the big position here. But if you attach yourself to a director you like more than a Marvel or a DC, it's more likely you're going to go out and see a quality film.
See different films, too, a wide variety.
Yeah,
as long as that's not M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. You see, if you liked M. Night Shyamalan from The Sixth Sense, you might want to see another one of his movies and realize, this guy's not too good.
If you look at The Last Airbender...
The Last Airbender, I also recommend After Earth.
No one is recommending After Earth. Do not waste your time on this earth.
We do recommend Expelled, however.
Go
see Expelled.
Review of Expelled?
Great.
It's a movie that a Viner and a YouTuber made.
Yep.
It was on Netflix. I don't know if it is anymore, but it's
quality.
It's a quality film.
No, it's not.
All right, Matt. Thank you for the amazing topics, sir.
Thank you, John. It was my pleasure. Really.
Oh. It's great to have the producer. It's great to have the producer here, everybody. Am I right?
He's back.
He's back. And he's back. Speaking of being back, our emailers are back.
Oh, that's exciting.
Jamie emailed us. And don't ask if it's a guy or a girl. Guy or a girl. Where he's from? Because I don't know. No.
We don't discriminate here.
Don't discriminate? Okay, here we go. This is what Jamie said. And you're back. Glad to see you guys doing the podcast again. Anyways, correct me if I'm wrong, but AI, artificial intelligence, is not going to be good at art. AI will be better at practical things rather than capturing the human emotion in things like movies, music, and television shows. I know you guys aren't experts, but just wanted your thoughts. Jamie,
we're pretty much experts at everything.
Yeah.
Who the hell does he think he is? Not saying
he
we're
or she.
experts.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I'm honestly pretty mad at Jamie.
Jamie, we appreciate your
Do we
email,
boycott the question, or do we...
We're going to answer the question.
Okay, we'll answer.
Jamie, I'm on your side here. I completely agree with what you're saying here. I consider myself an expert. I took intro art this summer. It was online.
Nothing about AI, though.
Nothing about AI, but intro art was online, and we were really taught about using our personal feelings and experiences. And as I feel everyone is aware, AI will not have personal feelings towards experiences. So
are we gonna download the entire human experience to these AIs?
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't, huh?
Nope.
People are talking about putting your brain on a USB drive.
Mm-hmm. How do we know one of us isn't an AI? You ever think about that?
Dakin's not been talking too much today.
Let's cut that open.
Just
All
to check.
We're going to cut Matt open. I'll commentate. Dakin, you do it.
Alright.
Oh, no. He's taking scissors to the heart. Oh!
And it is a real heart.
And it is a real heart. Matt is dead, though. Matt has been killed.
But we know now.
We know he is a human.
That's why Matt was good at art.
So it's one of us who's the AI.
But I thought in the email you said that it can capture people's emotions.
No.
He or she said it can't.
Let me take a look here. AI will be better at practical things rather than capturing the human emotions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So no, then it can't do art.
Yeah, is what Jamie thinks.
What do you think, Dakin?
I said no, it can't do art.
Oh,
It can do art?
It can't.
It can't do art.
Want to disagree, John?
So I recently saw there's a trailer for this movie coming out.
Oh boy.
Are you guys familiar with Watson? The old IBM AI that's always on the commercials?
I know Watson.
They had Watson.
Good guy.
They had Watson basically make this trailer, and it's a pretty good trailer. So it seems like they can put in code to make these AI just basically know what makes a good trailer, what makes a good movie, what makes a good song.
Sure.
But I like the human aspects of having directors direct movies and someone like Kanye West make music.
Oh God, why?
When's he making a movie?
Kanye West?
Hopefully soon.
Oh, he doesn't need a movie. Have you heard of the Bible?
Oh, he made
Yeah,
it?
they wrote that based off him.
I've been learning it wrong the whole time.
Yeah,
all these years.
It's based off Kanye West, actually. So
Interesting.
Which
yeah.
one was he?
He is the guy called God.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know that whole Holy Spirit thing?
yeah. He's that person that everyone prays to or whatever.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Matt,
We're
did you
all-
say? What do you think here?
That's a lie, by the way.
oh yeah, Spooky Ghost Matt back here,
Ghost.
filling in for
Spooky Ghost
previously
Matt? Yeah.
killed Matt. I don't know. We don't know much about super advanced AI. I think if you gave it time, it could gain some experiences and maybe make some art. I think it's going to be probably not a great thing if it's making art, because then it's got a lot of consciousness. And
It could dabble around and make some art.
I don't know.
They could throw a couple colors together.
Yeah. throw some colors on a canvas. Call it a day.
I don't know. First step, art. Second step, annihilate. The human population.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, well,
Steps we're heading towards.
maybe like it couldn't make like Starry Night or something like that, but maybe it could make like something that just looks good. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like it can make like squares and like the
mean-
color pattern just looks good.
You
You
could
know?
probably
definitely, like-
recreate Starry Night.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you could probably have it analyze art, and then it could find commonalities, and then make something that it thinks would fit, tick all the boxes, and it would probably look decent.
Yeah.
I've
And they
changed
could-
my
and they could
mind.
probably-
I'm not counting AI out yet.
You're not counting it out?
So I think Dakin brought up a good point. There are certain colors that I learned about in my class that complement each other. They're on opposite ends of the color spectrum. So
Yeah, say nice
a
things
good
to each
example about this is if you look at NFL teams, the colors they use: purple and gold for the Vikings, blue and orange for the Dolphins. Those colors complement each other. That's why they're used together. They're generally appealing, and so people are more likely to buy their merchandise. And I think that could be programmed in AI. So in that aspect, there are certain things of art that could be interpreted and programmed, but I'm going to stick with my original statement that they can't capture emotion.
Okay.
Well, they're gonna come for you first.
Yeah.
They're not going to
Shove
like
their
You
art
heard that
supplies
first
down your
AI?
throat.
We have him. We have Michael. Allen Iverson, we have Michael.
Oh no, not AI.
All right, that's all we got for this week, guys. If you want to email in, much like our friend Jamie did, shoot us an email at correctmeifimwrongshow@gmail.com. And just send us an email like Jamie did with your own Correct Me If I'm Wrong, and we'll discuss it here on the show. Follow us on Twitter. CMIIW Podcast is our Twitter handle. And subscribe on iTunes. Correct me if I'm wrong. We're also on Spreaker.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a pretty deep episode, guys. There were some deep thoughts.
Yep.
We got really smart.
Also, in your email, send us like your banking info and or PayPal.
Yes.
Password and ID.
Credit card
we could
information.
use those for topics.
Next week, we will be giving out our Venmo accounts so people can give us money. Thank
Can
you.
we do that? Yeah, why not?
Yes, we can.
Okay.